Are you worried about battery degradation? Today I'm talking to Nikolaus Mayerhofer, Chief Technology Officer of the Austrian company Aviloo, who has developed a battery test kit that you can use to measure the health of the battery in an electric or plug-in hybrid car. Welcome, Nikolaus. Can you first give us a brief overview of your company history and how the test kit works, please?
Yeah, my best friend and me, we founded this company 4 years ago. Wolfgang asked me 5 years ago, Nico, as a great developer, Nico, how can you test my electric car? It was a BMW i3. And I said to him, I cannot test it. And after some weeks, he gave me his BMW i3 to make some test drives. And it was so funny that I said, Wolfgang, let's give some tests on the car. And then we started to reverse engineer the CAN bus, the OBD port, the onboard diagnosis bus. And after we reverse engineered that, I wrote some small programs. And after some months working on the weekends in our garage, we were able to measure battery internal resistance. We had the first estimations of state of health. And yeah, and after that, we founded our company. And finally, we are 25 people and cover nearly 80% of all the electric vehicles available in Europe. So we are very proud that we offer the first and independent battery test.
How does one carry out the test?
So when the customer gets the box, he receives also a unique link where he can select the link, and then he is guided with a web-based application through the whole test drive. So at the beginning, it shows the customer where to connect the box, where to connect the cable. There's also a YouTube video embedded in the link to give him some hints where to connect the box. And after reading out the vehicle identification number and some first values, the web app says to the customer, start your test drive. If it's charged to 100%, and if not, the web app is also telling the customer, please charge it up to 100%. Afterwards, you can start the test drive. The test drive is in that way that within 7 days, he has to drive the car from 100% down to 10%. So there's no need for an extra test drive. He can just do the test drive within his normal usage of the car, like driving to the office, driving back to the office, as long till the car reaches 10%. And if it's reaching 10%, the web app is telling to the customer, thank you for the test drive, and you will receive the battery certificate within 2 working days. And then he simply disconnects the Aviloo box and sends it back to us or to the partner.
What exactly does the test tell you about your battery?
The test gives you the state of health, and it's the energy, the so-called energy state of health. So it's the energy that is available for that car in comparison to the available energy when it was new. So the energy available at that moment or with that age of the car is divided by the energy available in new stage, and this is simply the percentage of state of health.
Can the test give you a history of the charging of the car?
No, up till now not, but we're working on that. So within the next year, also the history of the battery charging habit is going to show on the certificate.
When you analyze these tests, did you find anything that really surprised you?
Yeah, we were surprised a lot on one issue that round about 1 out of 80 cars shows that at least one cell, the cell voltage is off. So that means the battery is not balanced. And the surprising thing is that the customers went before doing our test to the dealer or to the service center and asking them, well, I've lost a lot of range and please check it. And then they connect their tool and they're telling always the customer, everything is good, everything is fine, everything is green, the battery is okay. And afterwards, he's performing the battery test. We say to the customer and tell to the customer exactly, well, cell number, whatever is off, so not balanced. And then together with our certificate and with the detailed description of us, they are going again to the dealer or to the service center, and then they got the car or the battery repaired or balanced properly. And that's a big help, of course, to the customer, because afterwards they have a lot of much more range that is possible with the car. So for example, we had last month 2 customers. One had a nearly new car with 90%, one cell not balanced, was not balanced, one cell, and after balancing the cell by the dealer or by the service center, it reaches 98% of state of health. So 8% more range.
Are there any cars or brands that do a lot better or worse than others?
Yes, we can say that the cars that are the car types that are the longer in the market, the better the battery management system and the lower the aging. That's the most common sentence I can say about that.
Are there any differences in degradation between plug-in hybrids compared to fully electric vehicles?
Yeah, let's say in it that way. Due to the fact that the battery size of a plug-in hybrid is much, much lower in comparison to a battery electric vehicle, the stress to a plug-in hybrid is much higher. What does it mean? For a plug-in hybrid car with a range of 30 kilometers, if the customer is driving purely electrically to the office every day 30 kilometers and back, he has 2 full cycles for the battery every day, one reaching the company and the second one driving home. That means that he drives 600 full cycles per year, and that's of course a much higher stress than in a battery electric vehicle. So in general, you can say the smaller the battery, the higher the stress to the battery. And one exception is, of course, if the car was never used, the plug-in hybrid was never used like a plug-in. So many customers, of course, don't use it like a plug-in, they just drive with gasoline. So then the battery is quite fine, even after 100,000 kilometers, because the battery did never see some cycles.
What is the worst degradation you have seen so far?
The worst degradation, yeah, that's one customer here. It was the battery was down to 43%, and there were around about already 30 cells nearly dead. So that was really damaged, and yeah, that was the worst thing I've seen here with our battery test.
What car was that, and what was the mileage and age?
This was a Nissan Leaf, the first one, and the mileage was only 170,000 kilometers. So that's one of our experiences we have, that the mileage is not related to the state of health. So you can have cars with 100,000 kilometers with 95% of state of health, or that car with 44% of state of health. And that's why we see that it's that important to check your battery, because I don't want to buy such a car with a bad battery, or even and if I have that car, if I've already, if it's my own since years, I want to know very early or as soon as possible that the battery is aging quite fast, because then I can go to the dealer and say, well, there's something wrong. I'm losing mileage every day. I'm losing range every day. Please check it. And with our hint of imbalanced battery cells, or in that case with the Nissan Leaf with 30 cells pre-damaged or damaged, that's an issue that I want to know that as a customer. I want to have that information and go to the dealer and say, please repair my car. So I see the Aviloo box and the battery test also as a tool, as one tool for the as in the toolbox of the dealers of the service centers as well, because that car also, there was no red flag. At the first glance, the dealer was saying, well, it's good, the battery is for 100,000 kilometers, it's fine, everything is good. And we said, no, it's not. There are 30 cells damaged. The 30 cells totally different to the other ones. Please check it. Please repair that car.
What are other factors that affect battery degradation the most?
Well, what we see there is the charging, so fast, slow charge. What we see is also battery temperature, the mileage, of course, and also the storage behavior. So I will explain it. The fast charge, slow charge, there's of course a difference. We see the trend that the more fast charging, the faster the aging, but it's not that critical. The other thing is the mileage. I've told you before, the example was good. 100,000 kilometer may range between 44% and 95%. So the mileage is important to know, but it's not the only thing that let a battery age or leads to aging of the battery. And the most critical point is the storage, with which state of charge you store your car. So what does it mean? If the whole night the car is standing still in front of your house with 100%, that's the worst you can do to your battery. The best is to charge up the car, to program the timer. If you know tomorrow you want to have full range, then put the programmer that at 6 o'clock in the morning, for example, the car will be fully charged. And that's the best you can do for your battery life. And if you're driving short distances every day, then set the charging limit, the upper limit, down to 50%. That's the best for the battery. So driving the battery or working with the battery around 50%, it would be the best.
Are there any battery types or chemistries that tend to degrade more or less than others?
No, up till now, no.
Do you retain the test data and use it afterwards to compare?
Yes, of course, yeah, we do. We do that, and we use it for making the test even better, more accurate, to compare the results. And yeah, we also, of course, working on big data.
Can the test results be used to predict future degradation?
Yeah, that's a good point. So we are working on that already, but it will last at least 1 year till we can offer that for some vehicle types where we have the most data available and the most battery tests.
Thank you very much, Nikolaus. That was all very interesting. In our next video, we will be using this kit to compare two Teslas of similar age with very different mileage. Please subscribe so you don't miss it.
So thank you and goodbye.